What's up, everybody? We are back for another episode of Boom, Doom, 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 Doom. Two brothers in the huddle. I'm Jordan.
And I'm your big brother, Jonathan.
AKA Big Monster. What's going on in the ATL?
What's happening, my brother? Everything is up and down like a seesaw down here. Sunday we started the game off pretty well. Bucs scored. We went down and scored right back on first possession of offense, which was their first one of the season. So I thought there was some positiveness that came out the game. Cardell CP had a great game again, but and we just got to keep gelling. There was a lot of drop passes in the game, especially in key moments and moving the ball and keeping the momentum. I felt like at times the wide receivers let Matt down, and that kind of killed the offensive momentum at that time in that possession. But, we came up short. Defense had a great outing out there. There's a young kid, Marlon Davidson, that did his thing and got him a pick six for his first touchdown of his career. So there was some positiveness on the defense, but man, all in all, we just gotta put it together. We got to get on the 2-game win streak. Let's start with one with this week with Carolina coming in, and we see if we can still get a push for the playoffs. Like you said about your Seahawks all these past weeks, we still have a chance.
Still have a chance. We're talking about that ATL Bucs game. I think Matt Ryan just took another sack. You said it was the receivers. What about the O-line? How many sacks did they give up? 6, 7, 8, 9? I'm still counting.
Well, when Matt got to sit back there and pat the ball, that means what?
Oh, he making sandwiches. Look, pat a cake.
That means nobody is getting open. Nobody is open.
Flip. Ham sandwich. Flip.
But yeah, we definitely need some help on the O-line. That's no question about that. I'm sure that's going to be priority number one this offseason. It's trying to fix that O-line, man, because right now it look good at times, and then other times it's like, where's the confidence at?
Matt Ryan and the Falcons fall to the 9-3 Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Yeah, I Leonard Fournette, good job shutting down the run game, and then Tom Brady and Gronkowski still setting records. Look, in Seattle, we look across and we, you know what we call that monster? Bird shit. That's what that's called. You got your ass beat at home. Come on, man. Bird shit. Well, let's talk about the other birds because they're soaring high, baby. Because in Seattle, we was enjoying a little victory Monday yesterday. Feet up, kicked up. Know why? Because we smacked our little brother 49ers. That's our little brother still. Seahawks take care of the Niners. Let me hear you, monster. Let me hear it. Huh? Yeah. See, that's what I thought. Hawks, baby. Hawks take down the 49ers in the thriller. The thriller in Lumen Field. Oh, where'd he go? Did he jump off? See what I'm saying? You're talking about the Seahawks. The Seahawks win the game. He had nothing to say. But you know what? I got something to say. The Hawks still have a chance. Say what you want. 4 wins. They still have a chance. Well, we'll give you a recap. Started with the fake punt by Travis Homer, 73-yard run for a touchdown. That was the first score. 49ers came into the game with a big run game. Kyle Shanahan rushing for over 120-something yards. Elijah Mitchell coming off of a 120-yard performance against the Vikings. Held them to 66 yards. 66 yards. Jimmy Garoppolo, 20 to 30, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Defense. But that George Kittle was a tough kid. Ooh, he was a tough cover. 181 yards receiving. He was a tough cover. Special teams for the Seahawks showed up. Defense showed up. 2 interceptions and a safety. And the big 4th down stop at the end of the game. Seahawks win 30-23. We'll see if we get Monster back on so I could rub it all in his face again. Let him know the real birds.
Yo.
I want to hear it. Let me hear it.
What do you want to hear?
Seahawks. When I say see, you say Hawks. See.
Chickens.
Hey, man. 23-30 over the little brother NFC West 49ers. Seahawks. Seahawks sweep the 49ers. 2 wins this season. Here's the thing. This was the most complete game that we've seen from the Hawks. And yeah, always room for improvement. Special teams scored. The fake punt, 73 yards. Defense, 2 interceptions. A safety. And a 4th down stop to end the game. And Russell Wilson goes 30 of 37 for 231 and the W.
Man, Russ looked good. He looked like he was back to being the old Russell Wilson we've been seeing. Definitely a big win for y'all this week in keeping your playoff chances alive. I see y'all picked up AP and he got in there and got him a touchdown. It's like every time AP pick up, man, he get him a touchdown.
Picked up AP, one of the greats. Look, I admire Coach Carroll because AP had he only had 11 attempts, but when they used them, it was mostly in the red zone. It was mostly in the red zone. I think he was like 4 touchdowns for passing Marcus Allen on the rushing touchdowns, and he passed Jim Brown with that touchdown for all-time touchdowns. So,
major
watching AP, one of the greats. Is that Arthur? Is that the head coach? Arthur wants you to come back. He say, Monster, come back.
Man, they don't want me back, man. I'm only good for about 2 series.
2 series.
Don't even put me in for 2-minute drill either.
Don't put me in, coach. That's what you call that. Don't put me in, coach. AP, watching AP every time he touched the ball, it's like another record being broken. Every touchdown for him to go get that, and then of course, I kind of had my moment of seeing Adrian Peterson come into the locker room with some of these young players who grew up in grade school watching him play, now having, the chance to call him a teammate. Reminds me when I was a rookie and Jerry Rice signed with the Seahawks. It's the great Jerry Rice, man. I'm playing one-on-one coverage with Jerry Rice. It was just kind of one of those, moments in the NFL when you're like, this is some cool shit. So hopefully AP gives a little bit more excitement to the offensive line in that running game. And it's definitely fun to watch him on his, his farewell tour, because it seems like he's playing for every team on his way out. So way to go, AP.
Do you think AP will be finishing his season with the Seahawks?
Will he finish the season with the Hawks? I think so. Yeah, and it'd be cool to see the Seahawks banged up. They're really banged up in the running back room. Chris Carson now is done for the year. I know they got Rashad Penny back, and Alex Collins, still dealing with his injury. So he didn't play this week. We'll see what the status is, but I guess I'm probably like 60%. I'm not 100% because you just never know, what Carroll and the need is. But yeah, I think it'd be cool to see, and so we'll see what happens. Technical difficulties, but we're back and we're wrapping up. The Seahawks win over the 49ers as we move across the rest of the NFL in Week 13, and the matchup last night in the AFC East.
Ooh, Belichick.
Did you see that?
Belichick.
Buffalo and New England. And we talked about this a few weeks ago, the best team in the AFC East and who's going to win the AFC East. Look, I'll give you this right here. The Patriots on a 7-game win streak. They're now the best team in the AFC at 9-4. They have one loss to an AFC opponent. Take a guess who you think that is.
Miami.
Yes, you're absolutely right. And that was week 1 against the Dolphins. The Patriots are 7-1 in the conference, and the one loss comes to Miami. I mean, look, not the Chargers, not Buffalo.
Yep.
Not the Miami Dolphins. How funny is that?
Hey, the Dolphins won again. So, starting the season off that way against the Patriots, now that you see they're a good team, the Dolphins should have all the confidence in finishing this season in a strong push for the playoffs and maybe a chance of winning.
What if the Dolphins make the playoffs, Monster? What if the Dolphins make the playoffs? I mean, they won one game. They went on a 7-game losing streak. And then now they win 5 in a row headed into bye week. Wow.
So something happened.
Yep, something happened. They figured it out. Well, the game last night against Buffalo, I mean, first of all, did you see the weather?
The weather was crazy. Started with a snowstorm. And, you always got a few guys that want to go out there with no shirts on or no sleeves on and just embrace.
Come on, man. There's no sleeves. No sleeves.
Embrace that moment, Yeah, but not before the game.
No, not before the game. I probably got on 6 layers.
I'm going out there with a hoodie and some sweats on and probably 2 pairs of thermals underneath that.
You remember preparing for cold games? What'd you do to prepare for cold games?
Nothing. You can't do nothing to prepare for them.
Yeah, but what did you wear? What did you wear?
I never wore anything when I played the games. I had my arm sleeve and that was it. You didn't have any you guys didn't have like little secrets in how you go out and do that? Like the equipment guys ain't do anything for you guys to help you? For me, it really wasn't no secret or anything. You might get you a little hot cup of chicken broth or some hot cocoa before the game, but you put that Vaseline on their skin and you can make it thick as possible so that wind don't cut their skin. And man, you just get out there and grind and just try to be mind over matter in every moment and try to live through it. Hopefully you get that win and get the hell up out of there.
And get the hell out of there. Look, that was a few things look, growing up in Texas, you played college football in Iowa.
Yep.
And then went back to the Dome. I don't care if you live in it or play in it. Cold is cold.
Cold is cold.
I hate the damn cold, man. Look, some of the things that we did on the sideline, we had chicken broth, we had hot chocolate, and then you mentioned lubing up with Vaseline. So I'd get my whole, rub my whole body with Vaseline down. And then the one thing that our equipment guys did for us is they mix cayenne and baby powder, and we put it in our socks.
What's
The one thing, huh?
what is it supposed to do?
Yeah, hell if I know, but keep your feet warm. Look, activate whatever heat needed to happen to stay warm. Look, you don't want your limbs and extremities to get cold. Your fingertips get cold or your feet get cold. It's over, man. It's over. So yeah, cayenne pepper and baby powder was our mix, and then we put it in our socks. And then I take hand warmers and I put them like around my core, like on my kidney, like. But I'd be out there with no sleeves. I'd have like 3 layers on, thick layers, but no sleeves.
No sleeves.
Anyway, look, I don't give a heck what you think you can do. You can't prepare for that cold. But for New England, to me, that was a game of 9-on-7.
That's all it was.
Yeah, 9-on-7.
Of it. With the win, it would have been hard to pass. I think Belichick thought Matt would have a hard time passing in the win, or for whatever reason it was. Why does they have to pass to win? They can run the ball every single play of the game, like Army and Navy do every year. That's part of the game, right? Either you run the ball or pass the ball. That's all you can do in the game of football. And Belichick took his philosophy of stopping the run and working the run, and it worked for him. It worked for him in the game against a good team in a hostile environment. You couldn't ask for a better environment like that in Buffalo. I mean, you talking about 2 divisional opponents just going at each other like those little rocking socket, the little red one and blue one, going back and forth.
Rocket socket.
See, pop first. And
see whose head pop off first.
Belichick got that win last night, man. Great team win for him. Great accomplishments for what he has done from last year to now.
Yeah, Mac Jones only threw the ball 3 times in the entire game, and I mentioned 9-on-7. So for those of you who don't know, 9-on-7 is really this is a practice run drill. It's a run drill that in practice you do 7-on-7 for passes and 9-on-7 for run. They call it 9-on-7. You got 9 players on the offense, your 5 linemen, your tight end, your quarterback, and 2 running backs against your front 7 of the defense. But then defenses add the safety, so it's really like a 9-on-8. You bring the safety in because he's the drop-down player in the box. And that's what it was, a game of 9-on-7 last night. And the Patriots, rushed the ball for, let's see, Stevenson had 24 attempts. Harris had 10 attempts. They rushed the ball for 222 yards.
Wow.
222 yards. And Buffalo only rushed the ball, I think, 25 times. Well, what else stood out with you last week? What else stood out to you last week? The Chiefs get a win. The Ravens fall to the Steelers. The Cowboys beat the Saints. The Rams beat the Jaguars. What stood out to you last week?
I think it was more so the Steelers in the Ravens game. I think that was a mindset that was set in the week. There was a lot of talk about how the Steelers were playing, how soft they were playing. They weren't playing like any other greats that came before them. It's all about TikTok and Instagram for them and not having the right focus. Big Ben is struggling. Is he going down? It was a lot of stuff speculating. And Mike Tomlin, he challenged his team. He challenged his team, and they answered. They answered it. They answered it against a good team that's going to make the playoffs. And hopefully this will give the Steelers that boost that they need right now to get that push, because we never seen the Steelers lose since Mike been there. So we'll see if they get things turned around and keep the momentum on their side for the end of the season.
Steelers move to 6-5-1. The Ravens fall to 8-4. Lamar Jackson throws another interception, and the Pittsburgh Steelers end the game with a touchdown, a field goal, and a touchdown. 17 points in the fourth quarter. How about those Chiefs?
They look like the Chiefs. And they look like the Chiefs that we've been accustomed to seeing these past few years. Man, watch out for the Chiefs maybe coming for the Patriots at the end of the season and try to get that number 1 spot or sitting at number 2.
Yep, the Chiefs moved to 8-4, now tied with Baltimore, Tennessee. And, who do you like as the best 8-4 team in the AFC? You got the Tennessee Titans, Baltimore, Kansas City. They're all kind of bunched up right there at that 2, 3, and 4 slot.
I like Kansas City. I like the momentum that they have on their side. Coming off a bye week last week, been on a 2-game win streak. They got something brewing. So, I think they're starting to roll with confidence. This is the month of December where we talk about you got to win in order to have a chance of getting a playoff push and continuing your momentum. If you are one of the top seeds in that division, continue that momentum going into the playoffs. So I think Kansas City got something brewing right now. The defense is rolling as well, having some interceptions for some touchdowns last week. Andy Reid got his team rolling. So we'll see how it plays out. But I guarantee that the Chiefs going to be sitting at 1 or 2 by the end of the regular season.
Chiefs on the 5-game win streak, winning 6 out of the last 7. Now headed to play a division opponent, the Las Vegas Raiders, which the last time they played, they put up 41 points.
Mm-hmm.
The Raiders, the Chargers, the Steelers, the Bengals, and the Broncos to finish up the regular season for the Kansas City Chiefs.
I think the Chargers will give them a run.
I like the Chargers. The Chargers playing some good ball right now.
Yeah. Yep.
The thing about the Chargers is that, they just kind of they win one, lose one. They win one, lose one, right? I mean, they got a couple winnable games to finish the season. This week they got the Giants and then the Chiefs, the Texans, the Broncos, and the Raiders. So now you're starting to see the NFL and their scheduling and how all of that's playing out toward the end of the season with these division matchups.
Yep.
The Chargers still got a little work to do to keep themselves in good position headed into the playoffs. What about the NFC? Let's move across the NFC. You got the Arizona Cardinals sitting at number 1 at 10-2. Green Bay and Tampa Bay both 9-3, and you got 2 8-4 teams in the Rams and the Cowboys. Which NFC team that you liking the most?
I'm still liking Arizona. These guys find a way, no matter if it's the starting quarterback or the backup quarterback. They find ways to win, and that's what's important. Whether it's on the road or at home, they're finding ways to win. The Packers have a chance to run them down, but I also say this about the Rams. They play Arizona this week.
Mm-hmm.
The Rams want a spot in the playoffs. They have to beat Arizona this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost like a must game for them. They have no room to really lose any more games.
Mm-hmm.
This is a divisional matchup. It's going to be a tough matchup. They got to go into Arizona and get a win.
Yep, you're absolutely right. You got the Cardinals Rams matchup, and then the Cardinals looking at their last 5 games: Detroit, Indianapolis, the Cowboys, and then they close out with the Seahawks. So if the Rams want to make a push, or Green Bay want to push and challenge the Cardinals for that number 1 seed, then these last 5 games will be the tell. Looking at the Rams, though, I mean, they got three of their last 5 games against division opponents. So they run across the NFC West. Arizona this week, the Hawks the week after, and then the 49ers in week 18. But in between that, you got 2 playoff teams, potentially. The Minnesota Vikings and the Baltimore Ravens. So the Rams, you said the Rams got this is a tough game. I think the Rams, you're looking at this schedule, I'm not looking at any of these games as one, as must, or as guaranteed wins. The Cardinals, the Seahawks, you got the Vikings at Minnesota, and then you got at Baltimore before finishing up against the 49ers. So the Rams, as you said, they're 8-4, but Yeah, they could finish the season 8-9 if they don't have their game together.
Yeah, I think Sean McVay gonna have him right, man. I think they know what's at stake. It's a one game mentality at a time. One game mentality at a time, and that's all you can do is live in the moment that you're in and worry about the next moment when they get there.
Well, I see 3 losses. I see this team going 10-7 to me. 10-7 finish the season.
That sounds funny with 10-7.
Yeah, I know, and they still make the playoffs though.
Right.
All right, it is now time for our damn. Did you see that moment, Monster? What do you got this week? Who was your damn? Did you see that moment this week?
Man, I definitely got to give a big shout out to Marlon Davidson, man. Played your butt off, kid. You know how it is in the 2-minute game. Coach give you that ET game. Big man come around, he sees it. Guess what? It's in the bread basket. One hand pick. Thank you, baby. Love you, mama. Woo! Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Man, ain't nothing like a big man getting a pick 6.
Wow. Monster, you ever had a pick 6?
Have I had a pick 6?
Had a pick 6?
Never had a pick 6, but I had some fumble recoveries.
You had a fumble recovery, though. Fumble recovery for a touchdown.
My longest one was 30 yards. I recovered one in the end zone in Seattle. And then there was one more that I can't remember. I'm getting old.
Wow.
But damn, did you see Marlon Davidson get that pick 6, baby?
Look at the big man. Yeah. Look, we're showing love to the big man every week.
Way to represent, baby.
D9.
Man, who damn did you see that?
Look at Leftwich like, hey, man, that's all right, man. Look, come on. Tom Brady like, let me fix my hair.
Calm down, man. Hey, calm down. How's my hair?
Yeah.
Look good?
Yeah. Look my hair. What's this game right here? You called it a ET. What that mean?
ET means the end goes in first and the tackle wraps around, baby.
Work to perfection. Look at him. And that's the hands, too. Woo! 3 steps in the end zone.
You might need a big red zone.
Let me take that ball to the equipment guys and paint that up for me. Paint that up.
Yes, sir. Paint it for me too.
All right. Well, my damn it just
Tom Brady signed it after the game.
Get Brady to sign it. Hey, Brady, you signed this for me, man. I caught a touchdown for you. Look, I caught a touchdown for you. My first touchdown from Tom Brady. Way to go, big fella. Hey. At least one person got to smile on the way on the ride home.
Yes, sir.
Well, my damn, did you see that moment? I know a lot of people is going to think that I'm going to choose the Seahawks and their 73-yard fake punt for a touchdown, but no, I'm going all the way to Detroit, Motor City. Wow! Finally, Jared Goff leads the Detroit Lions on a 14-play, 75-yard drive, and the final play ends with a touchdown against division opponent Minnesota Vikings. And I especially like this. We as a Seahawks fans really love this because we want to see Minnesota lose. Jared Goff delivers the pass, the touchdown. St. B with the grab, 11-yard touchdown grab, and they couldn't. Look at this. 4th down, the final play of the game. This is it, man. This is what the game is about.
Man, this remind me of Jerry Maguire. When he make the awesome catch, he get knocked down between 2 defenders and wake back up and take his helmet off like, yeah, baby, yeah. I caught that. That was me. I won that. Yes.
Wow.
Man,
but
hats off to the Lions and Dan Campbell for this great win. Awesome feeling of getting that first victory of the season, man. No better way to do it, especially honoring victims of the high school shooting early in the week. Man, the Lions been playing some tough, close games lately, but never could finish it. And today they did it. today.
Wow. The Detroit Lions.
And the Detroit Lions for
Coach Campbell.
Having a great week this week and getting that win. You got your first victory Monday of the season, baby.
Wow. First victory Monday comes in week 13.
Wow.
Coach Campbell, congratulations. Jared Goff. I mean, look, bottles of champagne in the locker room right now, really. I mean, because you work so hard, you look at all of these games. The Lions, I mean, they really were only like blown out if maybe one game. I mean, 44-6 against the Eagles back in week 8, but 13-10 they lost, 16-14 they lost, 19-17 they lost, 17-19 lost, 33-41 lost. So they've been in these close ball games all season. This time they happen to come out on the other side of it with the big victory. Well, before we move into week 14, there was some news that hit the NFL this week down in Tampa Bay. The NFL suspends Antonio Brown for, I don't know what the hell he's doing, a fake vaccine card or not. I don't even know. What did the NFL do the right thing? And now the Bucs are probably talking about potentially releasing him. What do you make of this whole situation?
Well, Antonio Brown has always been in some type of situation, right? In the last recent years, he's always been in some type of situation. So are we surprised here that he's in this situation now?
Well, here's what I'm surprised that the NFL suspended him. And I don't know the details of it, but what I do know is that when the news came out against Aaron Rodgers, they didn't take this kind of action. And so what makes this different? So where's the consistency? You're not going to suspend your high-profile quarterback, but we're going to suspend Antonio Brown because of his history. It's a similar offense. Let's just fine the Packers rather than fine the Bucs for, whatever breach they had in their COVID protocols. To me, I think it's bullshit that the NFL took this action unless there's something that I don't know, that they wouldn't take the same thing against Aaron Rodgers. That's my feeling on it.
That's a good thought right there. That's definitely a good thought in how we see in the media of difference between two different characters in any given situation. We've seen it time and time again, and hopefully there was something more to it than it was in Aaron Rodgers' situation. But it sounded very similar. So we'll see the outcome of this if Antonio Brown would challenge this suspension as well, and see what comes of it. But man, you're right. That's definitely an eye opener. Always been an eye opener for us, and seeing how we're targeted or portrayed in the media.
I don't think you got two players in similar situations. Both of them were a breach of COVID protocols. Both of them put their teams in jeopardy, but one gets suspended. You got Antonio Brown, a black player in the NFL, has a history, but suspended. You got Aaron Rodgers, a white, high-profile quarterback, and they get fined. Come on, NFL. Come on. Well, let's move along. Week 14. We talked about the Rams and we talked about the Cardinals. What other matchup are you looking forward to? They got the Monday night game next week. What other matchup you keeping your eye on this week in this Week 14 approach?
There's two games that really, really catch my interest this week. And I'm going to start with the Ravens and the Browns. We know that Lamar Jackson probably had his worst game against the Browns 2 weeks ago, throwing 4 picks, but still end up winning at home. Now he has to go to Cleveland and face the same defense, who's probably going to have a lot of confidence going against him this week. And, we'll see what comes come of this game. But man, this is going to be, if the Ravens want to win, this is going to be a tough matchup for them. I think they will have to run the ball a little bit more than pass the ball against the Browns. We'll see how it comes out. My other game, which is bigger than the game I just said, was the Cowboys and the Redskins. I mean, the Washington football team.
Yeah, the football team.
And it's a playoff matchup for me. This is definitely a playoff matchup for me. Cowboys need to win this game because they've been on a losing streak. They finally won one this past week against the Saints. Washington football team is looking mighty, mighty strong right now since the bye week. They've been on the winning streak. Defense has been playing lights out, not giving up more than 17 points these past few weeks. Dallas going to have to find a way to get more than 17 points to win this week. What do you think?
Yeah, 4-game win streak by the football team. Ron Rivera has his ball club playing lights out despite losing 2 of their best pass rushers on the defensive line. I'm looking across the NFC, and of course, I'll keep my eye on the Monday night matchup against the Rams and the Cardinals. But here's what else I'll be watching. I'm not really saying this, but I feel this, that I want the Steelers to win on Thursday night. Right? Look, I'm not rooting for the Steelers. I just want Mike Tomlin. I want Mike Tomlin to win. So take it how you want it. It's a franchise that I really don't give a crap about. But the Seahawks are chasing the Vikings. They're looking up that NFC standings and trying to chase the Vikings to position themselves for a playoff win. So watching that game, of course. And then, Buffalo coming off a tough loss. They're on the road in Tampa. These 2 playoff teams, I know different conferences, but still, you got McDermott a little pissed off about what happened against New England. Now they got to go on the road and face Tom Brady. So now December is when we're starting to see which teams are going to show up. Who's going to be the hot team going into the playoffs. And so I'm curious to know, which team is the true contender as well. So besides watching the NFC West, of course, you got the 49ers. They're on the road in Cincinnati. And so, yeah, I kind of find myself pulling for the AFC this week against these NFC West opponents. So we'll see what the hell happens in this crazy league as we approach the end of the regular season. Week 14. Teams are battling for playoff positioning. Down the stretch could be more important to do that. Let's see, who Philly got this week?
What's the Seahawks record? 5-7?
They are 4-8.
Oh, 4-8. Okay.
4-8.
That means Falcons are still in front of y'all, which is good.
Yeah. At the moment, let's see who the Dirty Birds got this week.
We got the Panthers. Yeah. We got a divisional matchup.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Panthers fired their offensive coordinator. What you think? Division opponent. Where they playing at? Oh, they're playing in Carolina. Oh well, I'm going for the home team, I guess. But look, Seahawks chasing both of them teams, and so I guess it doesn't really matter who wins that game. We'll call that one a wash.
Well, as long as we're in front of y'all and have a better record than y'all, I'm always happy.
Put something on it then. Put something on it. Will the Falcons end the regular season with a better record than the Seahawks?
Yes.
Put something on it. That's all I need to hear. Whip out.
Okay. Whip out. Yeah. You got to buy me a pair of golf Jordan shoes. How about that?
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay. A pair of Jordan shoes. Okay. All right. Let's see. And if the Seahawks end the season with a better record, then You gotta buy me a Gucci jumpsuit.
That boy said Gucci jumpsuit. You want a parachute with that as well? Yeah, how you trying to
A tracksuit, man. The top and the bottom, little sweatsuit.
well, shit. My thought was like one of them zippers that you zip from the toe all the way up to the damn chin.
Well, bet. Is the bet good? That's all I want to know. Is the bet good?
I'm always good on my bets.
Well, whip out. And that's what I'm
Whip
talking
out
about.
then.
Whip out.
I want my Jordan golf shoes too, baby. I tell you what color I want too. I'm gonna tell you what color I want.
Well, you got it. That's it. Y'all heard it. The bet's done. It's sealed. When y'all see me next time at the end of the season in January, I'm gonna snap a picture and be like, "Thanks, big brother. Thanks, Falcons. Bird shit. # bird shit."
Okay. Chicken Hawks. That's what y'all.
All right, Chicken Hawks. Well, that does it for us this week's episode of Two Brothers in the Huddle. Of course, have a great week. Enjoy some football. Until next time, we out. Peace.
Peace.